Today is Socrates' special day. Just raw, early morning thoughts? No crazy editing. Twitch has been little more than a repulsive platform excuse as of late. Along with observing the culture surrounding Twitch and the exploited power relations, I also wanted to think back on the recent events, such as the Misk problem and the Nina Lin Zoe Spencer situation. My current concern is that I believe SA is being used as a crude weapon at the whim of Twitch and its streamers. Let's examine each scenario and examine how people are reacting to the crime of SA in order to get what I mean. First up, Zoe Spencer. Her drama with the Therefore Illuminati didn't matter, therefore I don't really care about it. This is due to the extremely sexist nature of the streamer community. Zoe was the target of a slander campaign. It's obvious that the criticism didn't come from a sincere place, but I'm not saying it's not valid. It wasn't because folks actually thought Shorty was having hallucinations. It seemed more like she was being criticized because she was a woman. I also mentioned that, given the presence of poor performers, it didn't seem like anyone was being consistent in their attempts to cancel her. Everyone has their sights set on Zoe Spencer. On this hate campaign, it's absolutely true. Alright, very true. Not diminishing it. I support you all. She is strange. I'm merely attempting to ascertain where his enthusiasm for Dashi Frost is. His time coincided with this. He is shown in a video essaying someone while pretending it's a joke, attempting to understand why Dashi is receiving no energy, while Zoe is receiving a lot. In my opinion, Zoe receives a lot of hate mail and is made fun of by every streamer. Yet Dashi got away with harassing a woman in the grocery store and was invited to a streamer university. This energy is inconsistent, but Shorty is strange for display. People will stop at nothing to protect their favorite streamers. But I can assure you that no one will remain silent when you present the most obvious example of hypocrisy. Given that there are also other oddballs in the same rooms as these streamers, I simply cannot bring myself to take this content seriously. Streamers continue to associate with vile individuals. Zoe can be cooked by you all. Put her in exile. Remove her from here. Do as you please. Ultimately though, these streamers will continue to have friendships with oddballs like Dashi. Therefore, the fact that they are expelling her for the same reasons that other streamers do contradicts this entire hate campaign. Let me first explain some background to what I said. In essence, as Dashi explains, there was a video that I believe was captured during a stream with a cougar. Dashi was sweeping at one point, and he pretended to fall in order to touch her, but I don't want to come across as conspiratorial, but finding this clip was just too tiresome. Additionally, this is how your page will most likely seem when you type in Dashi Frost sweeping. Although they understand what you're talking about, and it's comparable to Netflix, you won't be able to discover the footage based just on that. However, a link to a YouTube stream featuring the same woman is visible. It goes without saying that the clip is somewhat strange. And regardless of your perspective, it's strange. I believe there is a certain amount of mental acrobatics you must perform if you intend to defend this clip. The typical response, in my opinion, is, well, it's scripted. You must then inquire as to how much, because it doesn't seem like a smart script to pretend to fall in order to touch someone's butt in the context of a stream. Furthermore, it shouldn't be scripted, because you have to wonder why we are replicating essays if they are scripted, because it's essay to pretend to fall in order to touch someone's butt. Furthermore, I don't think we should disregard this clip given the way things have turned out. Despite the fact that it appears lighthearted or humorous, I believe it to be an essay. Back to Zoe Spencer though. People singled her out after seeing the video of her essaying said, they carried out Doom's most insane smear campaign. Zoe Spencer has suddenly been placed on a blacklist. I mentioned how Nina Lin was connected at the time, but I didn't know her name when this whole thing was blowing up. Said is Silky's assistant's name. He's a shy young man who may be a little uneasy among people. Even though he was obviously not into it and wanted to go away, Zoe persisted in trying to twerk on him. Nigga, he doesn't mess with it, Silky even said. Calm down. And even though Sed obviously doesn't want her to twerk on him, she does it with this girl from Could Have Been Love. You know? Juicy show. By the way, everyone canceled Zoe after this. Nena really climbed into the room. You had a lot of people that were happy with her. She was so attached that she had the opportunity to call her time with your age embarrassing in the first place. Your age only allows you to stream if you have connections. That, in my opinion, says a lot. And all of this comes after Zoe was already cancelled. And the reason for it is because, after Nena's feud with YBG, the internet neatly used essay as a weapon to cancel Zoe Spencer. We're now canceling her as well. It seems like a lot of streamers are requesting that she be blacklisted. It's all well and good, but it comes across as genuinely sexist and tepid. Essays are used by communities and streams to ban people, particularly women they dislike, while permitting guys who, in my opinion, are just as creepy to be present. I came to the realization that Twitch was promoting that culture. After Dashi Frost got away with literally approaching and pestering a random woman while no one seemed to mind that Gaiden was filming a random woman at the gym and barely controlling his love, I should also point out that Zoe and Nena were both unbanned. It appears that Twitch sees essays as just another PR roadblock. in addition to being a tool that people use to ban other influencers. Therefore, they ban people to keep them quiet and then lift the ban when it seems like the noise has subsided. Note that the only reason Nina was rebanned was because Disguised Toast publicly stated, "No, that was and I was uncomfortable. And I would like to amend myself because I mentioned that the clip was humorous in addition to being strange." However, he acknowledged that he felt uncomfortable with Toast's appearance, which was essay. I also wanted to bring up the Deshi footage because, despite the fact that we can easily dismiss it as contrived and not that serious, we have no idea what's going on inside someone's head. Now, you might wonder why it takes two separate essay occurrences for someone to be blacklisted. The reason for this is the culture. Asmongold's topic of discussion was optics. Let's now discuss the problem with Emaru, which is really diabolical. No bullshit, dude. Throughout, that stuff is pure wickedness. The first is the TwitchCon nonsense, which involves attending an event with inadequate protection. The preferred security guard of Emaru is therefore prohibited. After that, you witness her being attacked, and the man leaves without any consequences or repercussions. High-profile female streamers can be attacked in this setting, and the attacker is free to leave with no repercussions. Not a single one. And the only way we know this is because there are other streams seeing it live out there. Not to mention that their statement was outright deceptive. The Twitch CEO then appears on this platform and simply places the responsibility on the victim.
And others. Obviously, we saw one Twitch streamer yesterday, Emaru, get assaulted by a male fan, and a lot of streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps. What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared to even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
The safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch, it extends throughout our society. I do think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there, okay? It's very different, when I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me.
What kind of bullshit are you talking about then? Man, oh man. Other people's behavior is beyond your control, particularly that of insane, psychotic, and parasocial persons. People always get around bans, create new accounts, etc., but these are all public relations gimmicks. These are intended to reduce the noise rather than to truly treat the injury. Twitch's, and even the community streamers' complacent attitude toward these sexual offenses has created a culture in which the frequency of these crimes is high. And now that these offenses are coming under scrutiny, it's obvious to me that SA has been reduced to a gotcha. The misgift scenario, which I just discussed, comes next. Put an end to evil. A man has been charged of hiding Sa. Remember, this was 3 years ago. In 2022, this occurred. In the video, I stated that, however, you must be bad if you are accused of hiding Sa. My guy? How can one even acquire such accusation? And this is a particular person. Institutions are already known to do it. However, you are not a good person if you are being accused of hiding your essay. Facts. Emaru has now come out and admitted that he is essentially an abuser and that he also cheated on her. Then another streamer, Kuko, said he was having an affair with her when she was intoxicated and he hasn't been banned yet. However, I'm not attempting to occupy too much time. I simply want this movie to act as a sort of tipping moment when we take a close look at what has happened and declare, no. You have people using SA as a weapon. Your CEO is victim blaming and views the article as just another PR roadblock. Then there is a real demon dressed in human skins who has been speaking strange things for years, demonstrating his strangeness once more. However, I adore you all. We sincerely appreciate your attendance at the videos. The first Socrates special is this one. More yap, less editing, and more thoughts. Blah blah. For more uninvited opinions, subscribe. May you all be blessed. I'm going to leave this place. Goodbye.